Welcome to Allies or Enemies, where we review board games and how they work for two players. This time we are looking at Santorini, designed by Gordon Hamilton for 2 to 4 players. But spoiler alert, it really is a 2-player game. Santorini is a 3D game set, unsurprisingly, on the Greek island of Santorini, which is apparently a real place that looks exactly like this. In the game, you take on the role of one of the Greek gods trying to assert your dominance with the age-old practice of building a city and then trying to stand on top of it. It's a simple but deep 15-ish minute abstract strategy game that very much fits the group of easy to learn but hard to master. Let's look at how it works.
Santorini is exceptionally simple. On your turn, you will first move one of your 2 people, then use that person to build part of a building. You build a building one level at a time, starting with the big foundations and ending with the round blue domes. If you're ever able to stand on top of the 3rd section of a building before it gets domed, you win. It's kind of the children's game King of the Castle, but with Greek architecture and a lot of strategy. That strategy is compounded by each player's individual god power, which is what brings this game most of its replayability, but that's another section.
There's built-in replayability to simple, quick games like this, but Santorini goes one better by adding in god powers, and lots of them. At the start of the game, each player chooses one of 30 gods. We pick from 2 randomly selected ones, but the game suggests just picking one. Each of those gods does something different that breaks the rules of the game in some way, and usually fits their character. Hermes can move extra spaces, Aphrodite makes opponents stay next to her, Hephaestus can build multiple times. Each of the 30 are different, and most are both fun and surprisingly well balanced, and change the game enough that it is always a different challenge. There is also an expansion, but we haven't even come close to getting through all 30 gods, so we haven't even looked at it yet.
What really sets Santorini apart is its look. You are building an actual 3D city, and it is inarguably cool when you are done. The 3D is necessary to play the game, but it goes way beyond that, as the white plastic buildings have little stairs and doors and windows that make them look actually livable. And with the blue domes on top, they're perfect, idyllic Greek island homes. What's even cooler is that the board is all on this little raised island, giving it a real sense of space. Card quality is also unnecessarily good, with oversized cards that have adorable artwork. The icons are okay at reminding you of each god power, although you will almost always have to look at the book first, which is the one big negative, as unless you speak German, the book is weirdly a black and white photocopy. Still, it is otherwise a solid production, and the bits add a lot of the fun to the game and give it a killer table presence.
Although the box says 2 to 4 players, this is a 2-player game, with the 3 and 4 player versions even being treated in the rules as kind of alternate versions. But really this is made for 2, in much of the same way as checkers, tic-tac-toe, or that one American Gladiator thing with the staffs. This is a head-to-head, brain-to-brain contest of trying to set up a situation where your opponent can't block you, and you can stand triumphant at the highest peak, which in this case is the 3rd story. It really does share a lot of DNA with simple classic abstracts, which will be a strength if you love that sort of chess-like battle of strategy.
It is really satisfying to build a city on a floating island. We love games that give you something to show at the end, and with this one, you'll want to take a photo of your little Greek city after every game. But it's also a strong game built on classic simplicity. Build, move, stand on the 3rd level to win. That's it. Well, that and 30 different god powers, but basically that. And that says most of what you need to know to decide if you will like this game. If strategic abstracts aren't for you, the beautiful design probably won't move that needle, but if you like thinky puzzles with a lot of cat and mouse where you can outmaneuver your opponent and you have someone to play with that feels the same way, this is a modern classic. And that is it. Let us know in the comments your thoughts on Santorini, or if you have any suggestions for other head-to-head strategy games. And please like and subscribe, and hopefully we will see you all next time for another game.